Hello, I'm William Price, and welcome to a Roadhog guide video. This is going to be tips for Roadhog, and I'm just going to start with the least important stuff about Roadhog, just to get it out of the way. So his health is 600, and he has no armor or shield, so it's just health, so he can get killed very easily if he doesn't have support from his healers and if he's out of place. So if the enemies focus him, he will die very fast. So if you're playing him, keep in mind where your team is and try not to go on a mad flank with Roadhog, because that's the worst thing you can do with Roadhog, because the enemies will focus you and kill you quite fast. Now the second thing is his healing. Now his healing, if you're on PC, is E. I'm not sure what it is on console, but his healing, he can self-heal himself and it will do 300 HP. So if you go down 300, you can heal yourself right back up very fast. But when you do this, make sure you turn your back to the enemy when you heal. That way the enemies, if you're out of place or slightly out of place, they cannot headshot you and do a lot of damage to you while you're healing. Also keep in mind, if you're healing, to stay away from Roadhogs, McCree, and other heroes who can cancel your heal, like McCree's flashbang. If he flashbangs you while you're healing, it will cancel the heal, and Roadhog, if he hooks you, will cancel your heal. Just keep that in mind while you're healing. So next thing is Roadhog's weapon. Now his weapon, you have a primary file and a secondary file. His primary file is the Roadhog shotgun type thing. Only has 4 rounds and 1 mag, and this is best up close. The closer you are, the better. You want to be using this really close, like headshotting people. It will do extreme amount of damage to anybody in the game if you headshot him with his primary file. If you are 10 meters or further from a target, his primary file is pretty much useless. Now, they did make it better, so if you are with it away from a target, you don't have as much spread as you used to. So it is better than it used to be, but keep in mind, if your target is 10 meters or further away, you won't be doing much damage. Now, his secondary file is the explosive file, and this will detonate at 9 meters from you. So use it 10 meters away from a target and it will detonate in the face, and it will do pretty much the same amount of damage if you will up close with your primary file. It does a lot of damage. You can, if there's an enemy that's weak, you can just like one-shot them with it and it'll kill them if you time it just right and if just the right amount of damage away. It's very good against Reinhardt shield. So if you're like 9 meters away from Reinhardt shield, you just spam this at it and it'll do a lot of damage to his shield. If you are closer than 10 meters, like if you're 5 meters away from a target, don't ever use it, because it will do hardly any damage to the target because it won't detonate. So keep that in mind. So if you're really close, always use your primary file. If you're further away, use your secondary file when playing Roadhog. So moving on to Roadhog's hook. Now this is the biggest and most important thing about Roadhog, is his hook. The hook can only hook enemies 20 meters or closer. Any further than 20 meters, you will not hit the target because they are too far away. So keep that in mind. And the hook does damage if it hits them, and it will kind of stun them. So if there's a target that's really weak, you will kill the target if you hit them with the hook. Also, if you hook a target, it will stun them, so your teammates might take the kill. I have that happen where I will hook a target and my Reinhardt will pin them, or someone will headshot them, like the McCree might headshot them. So just keep that in mind. But once you hook them and pull them to you, when you pull them to you, make sure you try to aim for the head and headshot them, because you will pretty much kill any squishy target like Heal Wars, a McCree, or Soldier. And if you don't instant kill them, melee them right after you hook and shoot. So hook a target, shoot them, walk forwards, and hit them, because they changed it so the target's not directly in front of you like it was in the Hook 2.0. Because Hook 2.0, it used to bring closer, but your primary fire it had a bigger spread. So they would put them closer, and you'll always get like an instant kill. So they made it a little bit further away. I think it's like 2.5 meters or 4 meters. I'm not 100% sure. It's very close still, but you might not get that headshot on them. And if they are a bigger target, it may not kill them. So what you want to do, you want to hook, pull them to you, shoot them, and then walk forward since they're a little bit further away, and melee them, because your melee will do a good amount of damage. And most of the time with most heroes, you will kill them, except for maybe like a tank like Zawe. You might have a bit of trouble killing her, just because she's a tank, diva, wine hop, and another Roadhog. Now with the hook, if you break line of sight while you hook a target, it will break the hook and you won't be able to pull them to you. So keep that in mind. Never break line of sight with your target. Occasionally they may break line of sight with you if they're jumping behind like a wall or cover. It will break the line of sight. Hitting the hook, this is going to be probably one of the hardest things with the hook, is keeping in mind your position, where you are positioned on the map. So you want to punish people for having bad positioning, and you want to put yourself in a good position. So being on the high ground is very good with Roadhog, because you normally land the hooks and pull them up towards you. But keep in mind, you want to try and headshot them, so you're going to be wanting to be aiming down, so when he pulls them up, you headshot him. Now you might not always get the kill, since they will fall down. You might have to chase after them and finish them off. Also with Roadhog, don't go on a mad flank and try and hook someone from behind, because you may miss. And if you miss, and even if you get them, you hook them, and the enemies will all focus you, and you will be too far away from your team. So don't do that. You want to be very near to your team, but in a good position to punish the enemies for being in a bad position. Also, you can hook any enemy who's using their ultimate, and with some enemy ultimates like McCree, Reaper, another Roadhog, Farah, it will cancel their ultimate if you hook them while they're using it. So keep that in mind. Also, when it comes to landing the hooks, all you have to do is track the target. So it's not his hook, and his primary and secondary fire is not hit scan. It's a projectile, so it takes time to hit the target. So with Roadhog, to hit your primary, your secondary, and your hook, always track the target. So what you guys can do is, to get a little bit more of a feel for tracking targets, go into the training and practice tracking the little bots in there like you see on screen, and track them and hook them or primary fire them, just to get a bit of a feel for it. Now his hook can pull enemies off the edge if you are near to the edge and they're like cross, like say they're on the other side of the well on a certain map, or they're near an edge. You can hook them and pull them off the edge. Also, you can hook Diva's mech while it's ulting, so like the Diva bomb, you can pull it towards you. So don't do this if you're behind your wine hot shield, but if your team is spread out and you try to get it like say behind a wall to save your team, you can do this, but you might die in the process because it does a lot of damage. But I have seen people hook the Diva mech and pull it into the well on the center of that one map. I forget the name of the map. I think it's Elios. That may be the name of the map, but the one with the hole in the center of the big well, you can hook the Diva mech and pull it into the well, so it won't do any damage to your team. So with the hook, this practice tracking and be very aware of who you are hooking. If there's an enemy Roadhog, never ever hook him force unless he is damaged. Because if you hook the enemy Roadhog, you pull him towards you, you shoot him, but he will also shoot you at the same time, and then he will hook you and shoot you and you would die. So you never want to be the first one to hook an enemy Roadhog. But if he's dead or if he has a Discord orb on him, you can kill him quite easily. So just keep it in mind, don't hook a Roadhog that has full health. Now the targets you really want to be going for with Roadhog hook is all the squishy targets. So like Tracer, McCree, Soldier, just anyone with a low HP. Now you can save your teammates from unknown enemies ultimate, like I said. You can hook them and save your teammates. Also, if Reinhardt is charging, the enemy Reinhardt, you can hook him while he's charging and save your teammate if your teammate is getting pinned. But you have to be very good at this, and it is very effective if you do it, because it will stun the Roadhog, or not the Roadhog, the Reinhardt. It will save a teammate, or you know, save yourself. So just keep that in mind. You can hook a charging Roadhog. I'm not charging Roadhog, a charging Reinhardt. Also, his ultimate is very good used in a certain scenarios. So his ultimate does a lot of damage. The best way to use it is to combo with Zarya. If she Graviton Surges or uses her Graviton Surge and it gets to the whole enemy, you can use your ultimate because the enemies can't get away, and it does the most damage up close if you're hitting them in the head, and it will destroy the entire team if you use your ultimate right. Also, if they're not in the Graviton Surge, it will just push them all away, and this can be good and it can be bad. So it's good if you're pushing them off an edge, or if you're trying to crowd control the enemy, say like Winston using his Primal Rage, or if Reinhardt overshadows your team but not you, and he tries to uses his charge, it will push them back and give your team time to recover from that overshadow, or just push Winston away from your team and he won't be able to get into your team and like mess around with Primal Rage. So just keep that in mind with his ultimate. And also keep in mind, if you're using your ultimate, McCree, another Roadhog, anyone who can stun a enemy can cancel your ult, like with McCree's Flashbang or a Roadhog hook. So just keep that all in mind. So a quick recap: when healing, turn your back to the enemies so they don't get headshots on you. It does 300 heal, so you can heal yourself 300. When using his primary file, use it 10 meters or closer. When using his secondary file, use it 10 to 9 meters away from a target. Any closer than that, it won't detonate and it won't do as much damage. When hooking, track your targets and hook. Certain targets will be a lot harder to hit, like Tracer. Also, keep in mind, don't ever hook an enemy Roadhog force. And also with his ultimate, very good with Zarya, and don't let the enemy Roadhog hook you while you're using your ultimate, or let the McCree flashbang you. So that's just a quick tips video. If you guys like it, or guide on Roadhog, let me know. If you want to see more, let me know. If there's a certain hero you'd like me to do a video on, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, hit the like button, subscribe for more, and until the next video, bye.